y'all. This is my video in a couple months, in a couple years actually. So this is my review of the Henry Sugar movie by Wes Anderson. You can find it on Netflix actually. And since I'm so unemployed, this review is my opinion, naturally subjective. First of all, the cast selection is magnificent. I'm a big fan of all the players in the game. Benedict Cumberbatch, Ralph Fiennes, Richard Ayoade, Dave Patel, shout out Fish Tank and Skins, Sir Ben Kingsley. All players in this film are at the top of their game. At the top of the game. Pinnacle as British acting. And no actor in particular was atrocious, and all were bringing their A game. Especially since most of them were playing dual roles, which I actually like as an aspect of this movie. I think that was a really good part to have, like, a minimalistic cast to show both the acting chops of all parties involved. Now, let's move on to my other likes of this movie. And it's always the classic Wes Anderson set design style. That classic, antiquated, kind of oldish looking, but you can tell it's new because of the style of camera he's using type of set design. The blocking of objects and the color palette is always magnificent. And in the short 41 minutes, your like senses are assaulted with like such great color padding choices that matches the actors, that matches the environment, such as Benedict Cumberbatch's blue eyes popping and the blue surrounding the area behind him. Oh, I should also mention that this movie is not really a full-length movie. It's a short film, 41 minutes. So that's another plus. It's not great investment. You don't have to like stop and pause it. It's about the episode of a TV show, like the hour formatted TV shows, which obviously are never really an hour. Let's move on to the next part, and which I think is the most polarizing aspect of this movie, is that outside of this movie being an ode to Roald Dahl, who Wes Anderson clearly must be a fan of, because this is one in 4 movies that are based on Roald Dahl's work in his short stories, all by Wes Anderson. So the man must be a fan of him to contribute 4 short films to his stories. And the polarizing aspect, circling back to it, would be that this movie puts to the test the age-old idiom, show don't tell. Instead, in Wes Anderson's typical experimental style, he mostly only tells, down to the characters themselves saying how they feel instead of expressing how they feel. And it's kind of like a blank acting style, which a lot of people might not like, but I like. Very Yorgos Lanthimos-esque kind of in its delivery. I really like that, because in a short form, because this movie's only 41 minutes long, I think it did work. I think this is one of the rare times where tell, don't show, actually worked better for this movie. But thus why I consider it a polarizing aspect is because, well, that's what they tell you not to do. But as you know, Wes Anderson, he's a pioneer, he's an explorer, and I think this worked for him. And I think the reason he chose to do this with such a short film is because he too realized that it's only going to work if the movie isn't like 2 hours long. It's only going to work if the movie is really short. So, all in all, if I had to give it a grade, I would say Henry Sugar by Wes Anderson. It's not a top 10 Wes Anderson film. I'll do that video later. But it's definitely worth your time. And I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching.